Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to see some of the greatest advice and tips for the question how to stop eating out boredom. No matter how occupied my mind is, I still want to eat even when I'm not hungry. Tip number 1. Couple ideas. When you eat, make sure there's lots of fiber in it. Throw on vegetables and whole grains, you will fill up. 2. Boredom eating is a habit. Figure out how much often a day you boredom eat. If you eat 2 snacks a day, cut it down to 1 for a couple days. Then feel free to have 2 one day. Then go back to 1. Over time, the habit will break and you will have a new habit. Also, figure out your habit triggers, like getting home from work or being bored after a long meeting, and deliberately don't do the habit once or twice. Shift your attention to something else that absorbs your attention. Music, movies, video games, and get up and move around to shift your body. Anything to change the unconscious association with the trigger. Also, in my experience, extinguished a bad habit is a non-linear. Some days you will give in, just get back on the horse again at some point. The habit will go out and you can start working another. I quit drinking and smoking and noticed our own patterns were like this. And if I went cold turkey, it would have failed. Another tip from another person. Slowly try changing what you're eating and how. I love to snack, but for health reasons I can't the way I used to. I have found that I eat very small bites and cut for break in small pieces because I will ultimately eat less and still enjoy the hand to mouth. I also try to eat things that take effort to eat, like shelled pistachios or shelled sunflower seeds. And pitted olives and cherries also work. Only eat them one at a time. You feel like you have snacked a lot, but most of the time it is taken by the process of eating. This next one seems a little weird but has helped with snacking. Eat more spicy or very flavorful things that are only enjoyable in small amounts. Another tip from another person is, this is maybe more about emotional eating, but the advice I have seen about this is to initially go ahead and eat and also do something else. Go for a walk, take a bath, make a craft, do a hobby. But it's unrealistic to think we can just suddenly replace our go-to coping mechanism of eating when we have not developed any others. And I am still calling it a coping mechanism, whether we are talking boredom or emotional eating, because that still is what you are doing, eating to relieve discomfort. It's a discomfort of boredom. It takes time to develop other skills we can employ when we are bored or emotional, and trying to suppress the thing we know offers reliefs won't be very stressful until we have built up our other tools. Another tip from another person. The trick is one at a time. Chew, savor, sit and enjoy. An example might be popcorn. Don't start skimpy, big bag. Pop it up, salt it and slather with butter or whatever you like. What you climb, wait for me. Now eat one kernel at a time. Chew each thoroughly, taste how good it and delicious it truly is. Sit down to eat the popcorn, really enjoy the food, bite by small bite like you never have before. Do this with any food or meal. If you must leave or run to do something else, don't take the food with you. This is how thin people eat. Your body will adjust to eating healthy for what it wants you to feed it. But you have to relax and sit down and learn how to not rush eating first, and then listen to your own body cues, not to the rest of us. Another tip from another person. The harsh option is to ditch all your unhealthy snacks and replace them with low-calorie health ones. It is also harder to gain weight off grapes, berries and baby carrots than it is Doritos, and they are beneficial to you. If you feel you are too addicted to unhealthy snacks to get rid of them, maybe seek some professional help for it. Another tip from another person is, only eat when you are at your dining table without your phone, TV or music or any other distractions. You can eat anytime, whatever you want, but it helps you to develop mindful eating. This way you should start choosing when to eat, notice what you are eating, and even start taking every bite consciously. Another tip from another person. Really extreme advice there, but eat super basic diet. Make it something that's good enough to eat every day, but not so good that you will continue to eat it when you're full. I pretty much eat steamed mixed vegetables with hummus and beans in tortilla every day, plus fruit and nuts. Another plus side to this is what when you do eat naturally really good food on those rare occasions. If it's 100x better than ever before. But yeah, seriously, this way of living is extremely cheap and so satisfying. People will make fun of you without even trying it out, but once you do it, you will never go back. Another tip from another person. Actually, I can only speak from my personal experience, and I usually ignore the other advice and find my own way. What worked for me was understanding what loving yourself meant and then how to accomplish it. I had to tell myself that I'm special. I'm important, my body heals itself, it's waterproof, it's a vessel that allows me to experience life as Earth hurtles through the cosmos chasing the sun. Once I thought I was important, then natural food, exercising and good sleep became the most important thing in my life. I just had to believe me. I have heard of people talking to themselves in the mirror. Have you ever tried that? Have you ever really stared into your eyes as though you have never met yourself? What does that mean? Do you see someone special? Regardless of the answer, look in your own eyes and tell yourself you are special. And special people have the best bodies. How? They give themselves the best foods. They allow themselves the privilege to exercise the shape of their bodies into forms that please everyone's eyes. Another thing that helped me was only taking baby steps. You have to understand, before I took baby steps, there was no steps. Slowly cut out unhealthy foods and replace them. Once you exercise and cut your caloric intake, your body will change. It is taking baby steps too. Don't try to become a weightlifter or beauty queen or a marathon runner. Start small and work up. Walk, then walk an hour, then walk 3 miles. Start with 1 push-up, work up to more, etc. Pushing yourself and being uncomfortable will tell your brain and body that you are alive and want to remain that way. The opposite of couch potato. If you are exercise and eat less, you will finally get the point. You are getting proud of yourself. Your body will regulate itself better. You will crave better foods. You will crave exercise. You have to trust me. It's all in your head. All the unhealthy food you may have eaten will have done damage. It will take a year or maybe more to take baby steps to reach your goal, but 1 year or 3 years is insignificant compared to the length of your life. It is also insignificant compared to the decades of the bad habits you may choose to continue. Nothing good is gained easily. Pain is temporary. Your stomach biome must be destroyed. The things I recommended will help that. Your stomach is your second brain. Researching that could help you. Another story from another person. Sunflower seeds in the shell have crunch and keep your hands busy. Water is not always satiating, but you could try chicken broth, bouillon powder, vegetable soups, or blending drinks like coffee with ice into slushes. A fidget toy, brain teaser, Rubik cube, or a quick exercise body break or other distractions may also help. Another tip from another person. Let your doctor know what is going on. It is not boredom, it is depression. Your doctor may want to prescribe something for you. Go with the flow, give it a shot. No one wants to admit it, though sometimes we need help. And your doctor is someone you can be open without fear of anyone finding out. Tip from another person. Recognizing the issue is a good first step. Here is my top 3 suggestions. Brushing your teeth and using mouth rinse can help turn off the temptation to continue eating. Suggestion 2. Increase the fiber in your food. It's more filling and you stay full longer. For example, oatmeal versus a bagel. Suggestion 3. Don't bother with low-fat foods. Most of the nutrients are in the fat and it's more satisfying than skim milk, no-fat yogurt or diet cookies. Eating a low-fat diet like the Mediterranean diet is a great goal to have, but it's not sustainable for most people. Tip from another person. Stop buying snacks is the easiest and the hardest route. If you don't have snacks to eat, it doesn't matter how much you want too much. If cold turkey sounds too hard, just try buying less. If your eating is compulsive, try to identify what your triggers are. If all this sounds like too hard, you don't usually want to quit. Everything you do in your day-to-day life comes down to priorities. If you can't get choose straight, then you can tell yourself whatever you want, but your actions won't be changed. Tip from another person. Hey, I was a chronic overeater due to boredom, stress, and mental illness. Here's what I did that got me to change my habits without having disordered eating patterns take over. Suggestion 1. Honor your anger. If you're craving something for a long time, tell yourself you will get that and treat tomorrow. Usually the craving does not persist. If it does, you can have a treat. Suggestion 2. Good high volume of snacking options for when you feel like it munching all day. Carrots, sticks, apples, grapes, pickles, cucumbers, popcorn, bread, slice and vinegar. Or my face, if you like sweeter snacks, whipped cream on fruit is killer. Suggestion 3. Getting used to eating less or taking breaks. Instead of taking a whole snack back to your desk, get a portion size. After you finish, you can always get another portion. Just drink some water and wait for 10 to 20 minutes. First, eventually your stomach will start sending full signals before you eat as much. This was the main thing that changed my eating long term. I still eat a lot of traditional snacks, just a way less of it all the time. Don't cut out anything you don't want to. If I feel like having Nutella, I get some Nutella. But I know Nutella has crazy high fat content and I don't need to eat spoons and spoons of it every time I crave it. Don't guilt yourself. Eating rocks. It's not your fault. Snacks are so good and satisfying. Know when you like to eat the most and be prepared for it. I am not usually that hungry when I wake up, especially with coffee. I tend to snack a lot at night or if I'm not busy. Sometimes if I'm not sure I'm angry, I drink some water, watch a video or walk around. Facing around curbs, snacking desires pretty well if I'm not actually hungry, especially if I'm thinking about something. The eating could be a slimmer, try gum or mints so you can get a satisfying chewing taste sensation without food. There are sugar-free versions of both to help protect your teeth. I also find fizzy water, kombucha and diet soda help, but these are acidic, so try to not have them every day. Even something like a chew toy might help. Seriously, sometimes I just pick at my tips. It's gross, but it's something satisfying to do. Next tip from another person is, I do have ADHD and since I have been on medication, my overeating urges have gone down a lot, mostly because I can focus better. However, I was eating less because I got my diagnosis. Since it was a big problem for me, it's definitely easier now, but it was possible before, so if you can't take the medication, don't despair.